السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Peace, mercy, and blessing of God. I am glad to share with you the Zawaj charity experience with using the Odoo system. My name is Ziad Finimban, and I am the Executive Director of Zawaj Charity. Zawaj Charity is a non-profit organization that helps the youth with a marriage since 1989. 30 years of improving its service using every approach possible. During this time, the Zawaj Charity has been working with the different systems and programs, and we reached to the point of that we must have a complete system that can automate all the Zawaj Charity's service and needs. One of the most important steps was to make sure that we have a clear vision of how to automate in the Zawaj charity, and we come up with multiple requirements. The first requirement, code solution that we can access anywhere without the need to be at the Zawaj charity location. The second one, we can work on the system with a different type of devices on just a personal computer. Requirement number 3, the customer's ability to contact the Zawaj charity directly through the system. And the fourth requirement, only one system for all services. Number 5, the cost of the system must be reasonable so that the Zawaj charity can fund the system with a charitable fund. After reviewing the current state of the systems, we have found out that a lot of charity organizations had to connect between different parts, or the system was too expensive. And to be honest, this was the requirements that we have focused on in our vision, and we started based on it in finding the system that will meet our vision. The second step was to choose a system that fit our criteria, and we saw that many of the current system doesn't fit our vision, especially in terms of the cost, and that is more than one part. We chose Odoo, and I have met many people who were interested in Odoo, especially people who works for companies that uses Odoo, and I have found out this system is worth the risk and try. The decision to approve the Odoo have taken a full year to discuss, and we finally made the decision to work on Odoo. This was back in 2017. And in the year 2018, we have started the process of automation and using the Odoo. In 2019, we officially started to launch Odoo in the Zawaj charity processes. This was the step to choose the system.
خطوة اختيار النظام.
After that, we start to choose the appropriate methodology that can improve the Odoo system. We have faced a problem that many automate processes encounter, which required a discussion to make sure that the system is clear and can be automated. This step was very difficult because the charity has been working on the system for more than 30 years. We come up with a different plan, which was to work on changing the Zawaj charity system, not the new system that we are going to use. And we faced another problem with choosing the appropriate company to automate the Zawaj charity process and using the Odoo. And we met with a company that was interested, and we made an agreement with them. Our idea was to choose the best experience possible, and we built the Odoo based on the idea. We trained the Zawaj charity to follow the agile methodology, which was the best methodology to make changes during the applying of the system, and started to work on the system. And that process took a lot of effort, especially because of how our charity is different from how other companies use Odoo system. Some of the uses were on the commercial sector, and other uses the Odoo for manufacturing sector. But in the non-profit sector, we have found a big difference, and we had to discuss every detail and make a lot of changes that concern non-profit work and not technical issues. Because accounting for a non-profit is completely different from accounting for a commercial sector, and many of the processes are done in a different way.
أهم الصعوبات
The
أتوقع
biggest concerns that we think any organization thinking of using the Odoo will face are: first, the experience that the exciting employees have, especially because they worked on different systems. Either if the system was for accounting or management or anything similar, they will face some difficulty in moving to the Odoo and how the new system works. And we in Zawaj charity have spent a lot of time and effort to overcome this problem, and we have thankfully overcome this problem, and now we have good users and super users of those who can work on the Odoo system effectively. The second concern is how customers can interact with the Odoo system. And we had some concern if how customers can apply in the system, especially using the web interface, because it was facing some difficulties. But also we overcome this problem, and COVID-19 pandemic was the perfect opportunity to transform to the Odoo, and we fully transformed to Odoo successfully. We have faced a different problem, which was to move from the version 11 to version 13 of Odoo, and the decision needed time to be discussed. And we have chosen to move to version 13, which support the Arabic language.
إحنا نجحنا
And thankfully, we were able to successfully fund this project. Al Zawaj charity thinks that it has success in apply the Urdu despite the fact that we had no prior experience to the experience that we had gone through. And we Al Zawaj charity are proud to see this success in moving most of the work to the Urdu. We even started in the continuous development phase. And we don't think that the time will come in which we can say the fully transformed to the Odoo because of the continuous development of the management, so that we are continuing to the development of the system, because all of this administrative business that belongs to the charity is located in the system.
إحنا حسب
We
رؤيتنا
based on our vision and new strategy, which will end in 2025, are looking forward for the Zawaj charity to be an example to different organizations that have a similar system to our charity organization. And we trained our expert employees who can provide support. And we can, with this idea, accelerate the development and offer our support and helping for developing a similar organization in the market.
الأخرى بإذن الله.
Hello friends, I'm going to show you another cycle that have made a very huge impact on our Zawaj cycles. And this cycle is the way that we collect our donations, or if we have any sales, how we do it within a couple of clicks. Is we use our sales module and we create the quotation and we select the partner, and then we add the product that he wants to donate, whatever the product can be. as per your configurations. And then we put the amount that the person wants to donate, and all we do here is, if you have any expiration date that you want to, and you can put it here, the system reads it. Then you can put your payment terms, whatever you have as per your policy, and then you save it. Now we have two options here. Either I can send him an email by default. You just click on send by email, and the system will bring you uh, the template, prepaid template. It will send it to the followers, and also the system will attach him the quotation. So if you click, your partner or your customer will receive this email, and you can see it in the log note also. And if you open the quotation, you can see the quotation. If your partner have an online access, he can access the quotation and he can pay it also. The second thing is that, if see, we are not going to confirm it, we are not going to do anything. The second thing is that you generate a payment link. This is for the customers or partners that don't have your portal access. So what we do here is we generate a payment link. You copy this payment link, close it, we go to send message. Whatever the message you want to type is, we type it. And then you just send it to him from here. The link will be sent. He can open it from his mobile, he can open it from any device that he's using. The second option we did is you can send him an SMS from here. The system will read his mobile number from the profile, just paste him and send him an SMS. Like this, what happens is when a customer clicks on this link, the payment gateway cycle will be applicable, the e-commerce sales cycle will be applicable. We have our payment gateway that initiates the payment. After the payment have been initiated and the bank gives us the confirmation, the, the system automatically confirms this quotation, creates the invoice, and I'll show you from a previous one. The system, what will do is the system will confirm this quotation, create the invoice, and pay the invoice, and then send a copy of this invoice to the person's email. So in this case, what we have to do is we don't have to, the agent doesn't have to physically go and issue the receipt vouchers and stuff like that. So it's like a digital transitions in collections of money. Uh, and it's really, if you see, between it's in a matter of couple of clicks, we have issued a sales order, a quotation, and we have generated a payment link, and we can easily send it to the customer, the donor, or whoever you want to collect money from, and that's it. And the only thing that he has to do is enter your link and pay the amount, and that's it. And the system will take care of everything. The sales order will be confirmed automatically. The invoices will be generated automatically. The invoices will be paid automatically, and a customer will receive a copy of his invoice in his email. So yeah, that's another cycle that have helped us a lot. Thank you very much. Hello friends, today I'm going to show you a cycle that have the Odoo cycle that have made our life, and what could I say? It's made our life a lot easier than it used to be. In For example, like we have this our one of our bank statements. If we see in the May in 5 months, let's say from January to May, we have received 14,098 donations or transfers or bank transactions that have been transferred into our bank account. So what we have to do, how did we manage this in our old system, is that we entered all the transactions manually, individually, one by one, which used to take sometimes days to weeks. So how did Odoo help us in this one is that we have a template from that we created, keeping Odoo in mind, and we copy paste the details, the requirements, and then what we do is we go to Odoo simple accounting, and then we go to our customer. We go to our customer batch payments. Is first we create the batch. We select the bank that we have received the money into, and then we select the payment, and then the reference number is auto generated. After that we go to the payments and we import the payments into the batch. This is just a demo. I took a couple of transactions only because the longer the transactions, the time it takes to upload. And then what I do is I select them as per the batch. Okay. As I go to my filter and I bring up those transactions. Here we are, 9 transactions. I simply go and I do the post payments, and then I go to my batch payments, and then I select the transaction and I validate this batch payment. So now the first part is done. If you see, it's been done in a couple of seconds, in less than a minute time. And now to complete this cycle, what we do is we created our own module, money in. We go and we create the transactions. We will select the partner, and then we will select the product that he donated on, right? And then I'll go and I select the price that we have transferred, and then I go and I confirm this order. After confirming, I will create invoice. I post the invoice, and then if you see, Odoo bought me the outstanding amount. So what we do here is just we go and add and add and add all the outstanding credits that we have uploaded. That's it. And now if you see, the invoice is automatically paid, the journals have been created, the payment have been done. So if you see, before this complete transaction used to take at least I would say a week time, but with Odoo it's been done under a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for the Q&A session. I'm now here with Dr. Ziad and Mr. Ali, and the two of them will answer all the questions you might have in regards to their fantastic presentation. I have one question here already from Omar. Let me read it out for you. What was different about your implementation process, and what did you find special about the Odoo Middle East team?
The implementation process that we did in Zawaj was through a local partner that we chose after our extensive research. And Odoo Middle East, we were consulting them on some of the things that we couldn't find it easily implemented, or any process or any cycle that was not easily understood. So we contacted Odoo Middle East, and they were really very helpful throughout the project. And they helped us a lot.
Thank you. I just want to point out to our viewers, you're one of our very long-term customers. You took a plunge with Odoo already back in 2017. And right from the beginning, you went all in with more than 20 apps. And I think you have more than 60 or 65 users. You're working on Odoo SH. And at the time, we didn't even have the support team from Dubai yet. So back in 2017, what was it that led you to Odoo?
It was basically our CEO, Dr. Ziad Filimban. It was his vision to automate this charity foundation under one ERP system. And through his knowledge of ERP system, and he himself had a company of developing softwares and systems for people. And it was his vision to take something that will benefit the charity organization. And after his research and extensive his knowledge, he found out about Odoo and he did research on it. And then we started. It was a risk. We took the risk. And we could say, Alhamdulillah, yani, we were not wrong, and his judgment was very good. And this is how the story of Odoo started.
It's work on any device.
Any devices, it's multi-device, we can easily access it. Oh, the major benefit that we had is it's open source.
Yeah.
So, I believe we are the first charity foundation in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to be automated by one ERP system.
Yes. Yes, not only now would that be very visionary, because we are still probably the ERP system which encompasses all of those features, but in 2017 it's even more amazing, if I may say.
Indeed, yes.
How is it now in Saudi Arabia? When you say that you're working with Odoo, do people know what it is? Have they heard about it? Do you know anybody else who is working with Odoo?
Yeah, there are many charity organizations. They get in touch with our CEO, Dr. Ziad, and they ask him about Odoo. They ask basically about our experiences, and we share it with them, saying that, yes, this is the software that you should be looking for.
I can share that I worked for a charitable foundation in London, and because we also were always on the curve of the latest IT, all the other charities came to us to see what are we doing. And in that respect, you might even be a little bit of an Odoo partner carrying our message.
Indeed, this is of Dr. Ziad, that he wants to continue the relation with Odoo.
Yes. What would you say have been the challenges over the past 5 years you have been with Odoo already? Is there something you would like to see from us doing differently, maybe especially in the charitable sector or for big foundations, etc.?
Indeed, we would definitely recommend to Odoo to look in the aspects of charity foundations or non-profit organizations, because there were certain things that we needed to customize it. Because by default, it was not available in Odoo, because, a non-charity or non-foundation, we don't have a profit and loss account. And so, things like that. There were certain services that we were providing, or we are providing, which required 100% customization, that we developed it to use it. And we would request definitely from Odoo to have a look into the aspect of non-profit organizations.
I appreciate that answer. And yes, from my own experience, it is very difficult to translate often the accounting when you're doing exactly the opposite from what a normal business does, namely giving money away rather than receiving it. I'm afraid we are almost at the end of our time. In terms of moving into the future, is there at the moment an app or a feature that you're missing, particular from Odoo? Something you maybe use in a different software, which at some point should come to Odoo?
I did not get that. Please, can you repeat that? Sorry.
Looking to the future and your wishes from Odoo, is there a specific app you're using, another piece of software which you wish at some point would also be part of the Odoo family of apps?
Yes, indeed. There is a certain software that we are using, and definitely we are looking into it. And in future, we need it to be integrated with Odoo. Without mentioning the name.
Okay. And this is particularly a software which helps you in the grant making process?
Communications and stuff like that. Yes, in the admin works.
Okay. And have you seen something in version 15 already that excites you? And are you eager to move to version 15?
Definitely, we are considering moving to version 15. There are many good features that they had, like they have in the website, the accounting, the integration with artificial intelligence, with the AI with accounting, and the advancements that they made in the project. So definitely, we are looking. We will be working on it.
Excellent. Well, I'm afraid we are at the end of our time. Thank you very much, Dr. Saeed, and also for your vision of adopting Odoo so early. And thank you to Mr. Ali for answering and translating. For all the viewers, please join us in the chat room if you have any more questions. And until then, so long. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.